Hello everyone, you're watching another episode of Blank Canvas. I'm the voice behind the camera, Erica, and today's artist is Elyse Brandau, not related to Marlon Brando, spelled a totally different way, but Elyse, say hello to everyone.
Hello, how are you? What's up? Hi, Erica.
Hi. And for everyone who's tuning in today, make sure you let us know where you're watching from. And if you have any comments or questions for Elyse, let us know. And also, her Instagram and Facebook page will pop up periodically throughout the show. So make sure that you check out her other pieces. And if there's anything that you're interested in, send her a message. And she is open to commission work.
I usually work from photos. I wish I could work from live dogs, but that's only if they're sleeping. And even when they're sleeping, they're still dreaming and they move too much.
And they move a lot.
They move a lot. People ask that all the time, and I'm like, no, not really. So, yeah.
We have Tina saying, what medium art will you be using today?
This is all watercolor. I'm using both, I have my palette, Winsor Newton, and then I also do liquid watercolor. So this is Dr. P.H. Martin's, and one drop goes a long way. It's a lot, and I really like that you can get real, opaque colors, but you can also, do your glazes, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of doing a light, it doesn't even look like I'm putting anything on the page. Because I just want to get a base and then start adding those layers on, start glazing over everything. So you're probably not even gonna see any of this yellow for the final product. It's probably just gonna, but that color with the other color on it, kind of I don't know, it makes it special, you know? You gotta, also I'm very messy, also I'm very slow, so I'm sorry.
Don't worry about that.
Okay. All right.
Connor wants to know, what's your largest piece that you've worked on to date, if you can remember?
I did I don't work too large. I've done probably 30 by 30 inches. But I would do anything to do a mural or something to really go big. I have a few 3 feet by 3 feet canvases at home, just sitting there collecting dust, and I'm I'm sorry. I gotta have that thing to paint that big, like a Saint Bernard.
Okay. So even though you're working on the actual animal, do you ever work in the background of the photos that you're referencing?
I usually keep it pretty abstract, but I really kind of like what's happening back there. There's so much distance in this photo. This is not my photo, by the way. This is Cynthia Held's photo. Okay, this is her puppy. We should give it a name. We should ask the viewers what it should be called. But I kind of keep it abstract, or these are just samples of just keeping it white, neutral, very, very modern, and just the animal, just the image. But I kind of play around, but I think the major thing for me, and maybe for some other artists, is knowing when to stop painting.
Yes.
You can go way too far. I have ruined so many things that way. I'm just oh no, you go too far and you go past, and then you don't know what you're looking at or what your focal point is, and it's crap. So my dad and mom got me some how to draw pony books and stuff, and I would start to check those out in the library. And then I was really fortunate enough for two summers I was able to privately train with a classically trained artist, Dave McCardle, down in Southwest Virginia, who is realistic, photorealism oil painting, and it's just gorgeous stuff that he does. But he got me the fundamentals. I did beyond that. There was art in high school. I did the after school programs with that. But just recently, I was able to study with Paul Anderson, and he was a colleague and also was mentored by Andrew Wythe, who if was still alive would be 100 years old today, and he's been in MoMA, he's been all around the world. His most famous painting, I think, is Christina's World. So that's the one, and him and my mentor, my mentor Paul was able to hand me down a lot. That was just recently, so that was a really, really fortunate experience to have. Really, really, really cool. But I would love to keep training. I think you should just always do that.
What's your favorite, because you said you're working with watercolors, correct?
Yes.
What's the favorite brand that you might have that you like to use? Or what are you using at this moment?
Absolutely. Winsor Newton for my palette, for like my little tiny pads of watercolor. And then I use Dr. P.H. Martin's fine ink watercolor, like liquid watercolor. It's fantastic. It goes a long way. And I would also, like, can I tell them where to get it?
Sure.
I mean, Amazon's pretty good. Like, some art stores can like overcharge, so just like shop around for the same product and you can find different price ranges, is what I'm saying. I've learned that the hard way.
Sheila says this looks really great. And what type of pad are you using? What type of paper are you working on?
Yeah. I'm using this bad boy. This is fluid watercolor, and it's cold press. Is it cold press? Yeah, cold press finish. Cold press, you're gonna get more grain on, like more texture. If it's hot press, it's very, very smooth. But I find with hot press, it is not forgiving for my mistakes. It absorbs immediately, and if you want to move that water, like that color around later, or re-wet it and try to like soften up an edge, it's a lot harder. So I like the cold press, and I like fluid because two of the sides of this pad are actually there's like waxed. So like this doesn't roll up, like it won't, like if you overwork the paper and you don't have to like stretch out the paper beforehand. And that kind of is like, saves you some time. Or maybe I'm just really lazy. Right now I'm adding blue. There's like just so many colors you don't even see. And like I'm adding like kind of a navy, but it doesn't even look like that on the dog. But like when it's all done, it'll still give you like that gold that the dog is. So guys, I'm really just blocking out right now. This is not as opaque. This is not the tone it will stay. I'm just trying to see it on paper and see what I have and see where I need to go. So this is just like a guide for me, really. Because I'm selfish.
So Eric wants to know, do you ever work with any other mediums?
I do, Eric. I would love to come back and do it again for you. I do acrylic and I do a water-based or water-soluble oil, Winsor Newton for both. And I love doing it and I'm trying to get back into it very soon.
Oh, we get this question a lot on Blank Canvas. They want to know if you can name, off the top of your head, the first two artists that come to mind that have inspired you.
Oh my God. Oh man. This is not weird, oddly enough. He's not really known for his art. He's, so when I first started doing oil, so not watercolor, so not what you're seeing here, but when I first started doing oil painting, Clive Barker, like the horror author, does paintings, does really, really vibrant, contrasting paintings, and they're just beautiful. They're very, very saturated. A lot of dark black outlines of all of his subjects, and so like I saw that, and like in my early stuff you can kind of see it as well. Like I have a strong, thick line around the dog or around the cat, and I really liked that. Right now, an artist that's just beyond, again, not watercolor, but multimedia, Eric Jones. He's an artist in Brooklyn, and if you have not seen Eric Jones, you have not lived, is all I'm saying. He's beautiful portrait work, really beautiful surreal portraits of women, and they're just awesome. Also, I'm using my hands.
Why? Why is that? For people who may not know why.
Good. I don't think I know why. I think that finger paint, and I think like that feeling of moving it myself or blending it with my hands, even though that's for like a I don't know, a professional artist is probably taboo, but I kind of like feeling and blending with just smudging it myself. There's my technique. I'm just able to soften the edges and not make anything concrete yet by smudging it with my hand. I'm able just to like lay down some stuff and go from there.
Elyse, has there ever been a piece that you've worked on that I find like a lot of artists who come on the show, there's always that one piece that they're like, I just didn't want to part with it because I loved it so much, and then they have that one piece that they're like, I just couldn't finish this, and it's like in their closet somewhere.
I have a couple of those. I have a piece that I've never parted with. People have tried to buy it off of me a few times. It's a oil. It's like a 2 feet by 2 feet of Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka.
Very cool.
And it's when, I don't know if you're familiar with the movie, but when like he's in the tunnel and they're on the Wonka ship or whatever, and like it's very psychedelic colors and like the shadows on his face.
Yes.
You know what's up. You know what's up. But everyone sees that and they're like, oh, they're like, whoa. They're like, how much are you? And I'm like, I can't. I have to
can't let it go.
I can't let it go. It's like a part of me. I have 3 paintings that I don't think I'll ever be able to let go.
So you don't think you would recreate the Gene Wilder one so that you can sell it?
You know, I should, or I should at least start doing prints. Recreating would be a good idea. Like, it'd be neat to see like where I've gone since that painting and like revisiting him and his essence, but with like my experience now. That would be neat to see what it would look like. I don't have it on the Instagram, but I'll throw it up after this, and like you guys can check it out and tell me what you think. There's a piece that I did. I did it for an ex-boyfriend.
Okay. We won't mention him.
No. But it just is so bad. It's like a bunch of our favorite. I shouldn't talk about it out loud. It's just a bunch of our favorite things on the same canvas, and I'm like, I don't even want to put it on the street because I'm like, I don't want people to know that I painted it.
All right, so then we won't talk about it.
Okay, sorry.
That one will stay hush hush.
Thank you.
So how about we talk about the ones that you just like, for some reason either you just weren't feeling them, and you know, you can just name one maybe.
Yeah. There's been some dogs that I'm just like, I was about it and then I stopped, and like I commend people who can like pick it back up and try again and try to make something out of it, but like I have like a couple dogs that I was trying out like a new like board panel instead of linen canvas, and I just wasn't, the way I paint and the way it was like going on the board, it just wasn't really making an impact, so I was like, ugh. And then like it's just like, oh, I commend anyone who can like, no, I'm gonna pick this up and we're gonna keep going and we're gonna make it better, or at least try to improve what's there. Like that's cool. I can't do that sometimes.
But I do find that a lot of artists, and we even have a few people in the comments saying, I'm an artist and there's plenty of things that I haven't gone back to. I've had pieces in a closet or like under a table for years. And you know, I think it makes sense because a lot of people, they see it and they probably do want to go back to it, but it's just something that's not calling your name for it. But you can't throw it away, because I noticed that people don't throw it away.
No, they don't.
They keep it because I think they believe they're going to go back to it.
Yeah, I do. I still have like this really wired hair dog that I sketched out, and like it looks great, but I'm like, oh, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, one day when I just want to, you know, do my reps and like practice, like I'll get it in and it'll be great. And I'm like, no way.
But I'm sure there's more pieces that have been finished than have not been finished.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
We have Leslie who wants to know, is this a commission piece that you're working on?
No, I'm just doing it just to show you like what I do best, pooches. Great photograph. And I will say this, for any commission work, the better the photograph, the better the dog. So we are kind of artists together when making a commission piece, because if it's a bad photo, then I'm kind of like adding in what I think is there. I kind of like take liberties, and I try my best to stay true to the dog, but I also am trying to fill in to make it a good painting. Really good lighting on your dog. Just like something, just some kind of light source, and if the dog can stay still, or if it's a good camera, or if the dog's up close, that helps so much. People don't realize that. It's like, it's about the photograph. Like, I mean, I'll have my style, but yeah, the photograph is key. I've gotten some really not good photographs. I've gotten like old ones where like someone's thumb was in the camera and like the dog's a blur because it keeps moving, and it's like, okay, we'll try our best. All right, here we go, guys. Let's go a little harder. There she is.
We have Steven from Canada who wants to know, if you don't finish this on the show today, will you post it on your Instagram page for everyone to see the finished piece?
Absolutely, because like that's, I'm real slow, but yeah, that's where it's gonna be like, oh, okay, so this is me just blocking out colors just to see where the dog is. I then go back piece by piece. Like I'm going in with all my darks right now and trying to like see the dog's face, and then I kind of make it dimensional with like the layers of colors in different spots of the fur. So that's, yes, I recommend looking at it, because right now you're probably like, what? But later, yes, that's, you'll see a transformation definitely in this. So. Go back. We're gonna start with that tongue again. Pink's fun in watercolor. Doesn't take much either. And also like this pink, so like where the light's hitting the dog's tongue, you can see through it. That's like also like an orange and a yellow in there. So I'm gonna add that there. And then this, you have like the veins, so there's like a purple and a blue, so you'll also add that, and it's not just pink. So you're using like a lot of different colors to get that one slobbery tongue. So I have a hot pink right now. I'm gonna test that guy out. We're gonna add that down here, make this a little darker. I do have a lot of pencil lines still on this guy, and like, I recommend, if you're sketching out before you paint on watercolor, to get a very light lead, like a lead in your pencil. Like this is an H2 Blick Studio, and it's the lightest. Like if I press down very hard, you're still not gonna get a lot of pencil there. It's not gonna be very dark. So you'll be able to erase it real easy, and even erase over the over watercolor, and not lose the color, but lose the pencil line. So just FYI.
So we're unfortunately out of time,
Oh,
Elyse,
no.
but I want you to keep working. I want to thank you for coming on Blank Canvas. You have been completely awesome, and thank you so much for answering all of our audience questions.
Of course.
And to our audience, whether you're brand new to the show or you're a veteran here, thank you so much for tuning in today. And we're here every weekend. Every Saturday, we're here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and every Sunday, we're here at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure that you're always tuning in on the weekends because we always have a really great artist. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.